Those of you who watch Shopping Western Style regularly know that we love to have special guests. With us here today is National Overall Champion Cowboy Mounted Shooter, Miss Kenda Lenseigne. Kenda, welcome to Shopping Western Style.
Thank you for having me.
You betcha. Let's talk about some of the facets that has catapulted you to superstardom as far as cowboy mounted shooting. What are some of the facets of the industry you think that have really helped you advance?
Well, first of all, I made history in our sport in 2009 by becoming the first and only woman to win the overall at the World Finals. So that kind of set everything into motion as far as my personal career goals.
Yeah.
And then I went on to win the overall at the Nationals as well, again being the only woman to do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat because it's almost a pioneer thing, given that we are in a co-ed sport, that now it's kind of shows and paves the way for young cowgirls everywhere to say that we can do this.
Yeah. And you're a level 6 shooter.
I am a level 6.
And everybody starts as a level 1.
They do.
So how long of a progression did that take you to get from a level 1 shooter to a level 6 shooter?
My situation is a little unique because when I first started, the sport was young and the rules were still a little loose as far as what determined your move-up wins.
Yeah.
My first world championship I went to was actually only my 3rd shoot ever.
Wow.
And I ended up winning the novice world title.
Goodness.
And at that point, if you won a world or a national, you were automatically bumped up to the highest level.
Gotcha.
So I didn't have to go up through the ranks like most of our shooters do today.
Sure.
I was actually kind of thrown into the pool, so to speak. But that was okay, because at the time I didn't know any different, and it actually made me better as a shooter because I had to step up to the plate.
Yeah. Now being better as a shooter, I'm going to switch gears on you here a little bit. Let's talk about your equine counterpart, because to me, in any sport that involves a horse, I'm just the jockey along for the ride. And really, there's so much emphasis on us as far as the people that are involved in the sport, and probably not enough limelight shine on the equine individuals themselves, because there's a lot of these horses, even in some of your competitors, that are superstar athletes.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm only as good as the horse I'm riding. Really, I think we all are. If you're not mounted properly, you're not going to do as well as you'd like to.
Yeah. And what's been your favorite horse that you've shot off of?
My best horse is my horse I ride right now. His name is Justin.
Yeah.
He's an American quarter horse.
Yeah.
And he's amazing.
Yeah. Where did he come from as far as what's his backgrounding is?
He has kind of a success story all of his own. I bought him for a very low price.
Yeah.
He was just basically a trail horse.
Yeah.
And I liked the way he was built. He's bred well. He was kind of a diamond in the rough. There was a period of time there where I didn't think he was going to make it as a shooting horse because he didn't appear to like the gunfire at all.
Yeah.
But like most well-bred, smart horses, they have kind of a mind of their own.
Sure.
But he took to it, and he's 110 every time.
Yeah, and it amazes me the ability of these animals to adapt and just adjust to the situation. You know, you guys travel across the country to these different shoots. Every arena is different. You've got a different smell, a different environment, different noises, and we adapt so much easier, but they are forced to adapt as well and perform. You know, we can kind of get by, but they're in a whole different realm. You know, they're out of their element, so they're constantly having to adapt. Let's talk some about the sport, because I know whenever it first started, it was all period-based clothing. They have moved forward past that. Now I notice you're allowed to wear logoed shirts now.
I am. The sport, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, adopted the more modern clothing attire to their dress code, which has opened up a huge window for new competitors to come in who maybe didn't want to wear the old style clothing. In addition to that, it's opened up a whole new realm for sponsors, not only national sponsors for the association, but for people like me. I'm just signed on with Cruel Girl, which is monumental, not only for my career, but that they're recognizing our sport and wanting to invest in me that way. In addition to that, Circle Y and I partnered up on a and that's taken off in a great way as well.
Yeah, professional choice, taking care of your horse, keeping his legs in tune, and you're firing Cimarron arms?
Cimarron firearms,
Yeah.
and we just created a new line of guns for the sport, for Cimarron, or with Cimarron.
Yeah.
Which, again, none of these things would happen had it not been for the growth of the sport.
Sure, and that's really the key element, and that's what you're all about, all the other professionals in this sport are about, is growing the sport, because ultimately your future depends upon the livelihood of this sport.
Absolutely, and it's when it grows, I grow.
Sure.
And I've been able to make this it's such a career for me.
Yeah.
Which, again, I wouldn't have any of this had I not shot my first gun.
Sure.
Almost 13 years ago.
Yeah. Kenda, I appreciate you being here. It's always a pleasure. You can find out more about Kenda Lenseigne at kendalenseigne.com. You can catch us at pfiwestern.com.